what does it take to achieve professional success? Obviously, there's no one answer, no one path that will get you there.
There's no doubt, though, about the accomplishments of the man you are about to meet, or about what a ride he had along the way. Rod Williams was just a boy when he drew these pictures. Growing up on a farm in Millinocket in the 1930s during the Depression, he loved to sketch nature scenes, but also planes and cars. You built your own car when you were just a teenager, right?
Yeah, I couldn't afford to buy a car, so I decided I'd make one.
He was just 14 years old.
A one-passenger roadster, and made it in my grandfather's barn.
And got it registered, and
I got it registered.
It was on the road.
I used to drive it down to East Millinocket.
In high school, he took a course in mechanical drafting, which he loved and was good at. After graduating, though, his options were limited.
I wanted to go to college, and I couldn't afford it, so I joined the Navy to get the GI Bill.
Assigned to a Navy landing ship, a bored and restless Williams sent a letter to Maine Senator Margaret Chase Smith saying he thought his talents would be put to better use if he could draw for the Navy. When the transfer orders came through, Allen's commanding officer was in disbelief.
You know, he said, "I've been trying to get off this ship for 2 years." He said, "Who the hell are you? Are you some senator's son?"
In his new job in the Navy, Williams did paintings and illustrations of ships and planes along with other artwork. At night, he'd go back to his office and create his own designs of futuristic cars. He sent some of those drawings to a national car magazine and asked, rather plaintively, "Do I have any talent as an automotive designer?" The editor said he found the work rather amazing from someone with no formal training, and the magazine published a 4-page article featuring Williams' designs. How did that feel?
Kind of overwhelming and unbelievable.
That was a huge break for you, because when you got out of the Navy, it really opened doors in Detroit, and you, to make a long story short, had job offers from Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors.
Yeah, once the magazine came out.
2 weeks after leaving the Navy, Williams went to work as a stylist at Ford. It was 1954, and the American car industry was a colossus.
This is the new $11 million Ford Styling Center at Dearborn, Michigan, where the first 1954 Ford was developed and approved.
The cars got bigger and flashier every year, and the profits rolled in. No other country in the world had a car culture that could begin to match America's.
OLDS, Oldsmobility, glamorous new. Oldsmobility, powerful, yes. Oldsmobility in Olds 458.
The farm boy from Millinocket couldn't believe his good fortune. Driven by a sense of insecurity, he tried to work harder than anyone else in the styling department.
So I felt like I was really behind the 8 ball. These other people had all gone to college for 3 or 4 years, had design training and so forth that I didn't have.
Those 1950s cars had flair, as you can see from designs Rod Williams created for Ford and then Chrysler. These drawings of his are now on display at the Maine Classic Car Museum in Arundel.
The bumper, the taillights, the treatment on the side, the treatment on the windows, that was all my idea.
He just had raw talent, and he had drive. That was the biggest part of this, was that he knew what he wanted and he went for it, and he wasn't shy about it.
The rear end of this 1957 Ford Fairlane 500, another piece of Williams' design.
The way it's sculptured comes into a double kind of a loop around bar like that, and then dips in where the license plate is.
I'm not an expert on car design, I'm not an expert on industrial drawing, but when I look at these, knowing that the guy who did them had no professional training, I'm kind of blown away.
I can understand that.
See, you're too modest to really take credit, but I think these are remarkable.
Yeah.
Again, for a kid who is really pretty much self-taught growing up on a farm in Millinocket.
Yeah. No, I have to agree. I'd come a long way to get to this.
In 1960, after 6 years in Detroit, Rod Williams left the car industry to come home to New England and start his own industrial design business. You couldn't put a price, he says, on the experience he had. designing cars that collectors now consider classics at a time when Detroit was the center of the automotive universe.
You were really there at the golden age.
I was there at the golden age, that's exactly right. Yeah. Yeah. And I made the most of it.
Let me just pick my jaw up off the table here after that one. Wow.
Well, but wait, there's more. As mentioned, Rod is from Millinocket.
Right.
His wife, Carolyn, grew up in East Millinocket. They were married 5 days after he was discharged from the Navy. They honeymooned at Katahdin and at a friend's lakefront camp, and they moved to Detroit the next week so that he could start the new job at Ford.
Wow.
Carolyn, at the time, had never been south of Bangor.
Oh my goodness.
So that was, as you can imagine, a dramatic change
A little bit.
to
Yeah.
go to the Motor City.
Wow.
And here's the nice news. On Sunday, this coming Sunday, they will celebrate their 68th wedding anniversary.
Oh my goodness. Congratulations
Yeah.
to you too. That is amazing.
Yeah, his 68th anniversary of getting out of the Navy was yesterday.
Wow.
And then they got married right away and off to Detroit a couple of weeks later.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
And Rod's talents actually did not end there. As we mentioned, he started his own industrial design business after leaving the car business, the car industry. This is a print he gave me. Now, if I remember correctly, because he told me a lot of stories,
Yeah.
but he did several versions of this. The first one he did when he was just a boy, and then he did another one a few years later, I think when he was maybe a teenager, and then a third version when he was an adult. And he actually used this for one of his clients when he had his industrial design business. One of his clients was a fertilizer company. So he just changed that Pleasures of the Garden, took that out and put in whatever was the name of the company,
Wow.
Acme Fertilizer or whatever, and put that in. And so that's an example of the kind of work he did later for another 3+ decades after he left the car design work.
Wow. And to think it started at 14. 14? I was just trying to get through geometry,
Yeah,
you know?
that's when he built the Roadster and was
Right?
was driving it around at age 14.
crazy.
He was licensed, it was legit, and he said the farthest he ever went was Mattawamke, about 20 miles away.
Wow. Wow, what a story. Rod Williams Car Designs will be on display at the Maine Classic Car Museum in Arundel through the end of the year. Very cool. You'll find more information on the museum on our New Center Maine website and our app.